everyone, and welcome to the Dry Piney Wildlife Crossing ribbon cutting. My name is Brianna Ball. I am the Public Information Officer with the Wyoming Game and Fish Department. Today we're here to celebrate the joint efforts and work by some of our partners, Wyoming Department of Transportation, donors, and NGOs. Before we kick off the ceremony, I'm just going to take care of a few housekeeping items. So for members of the media, we do have a media toolkit. Please reach out to me or Stephanie Harsha, who is the YDOT District 3 Public Affairs Specialist. And at the conclusion of the ceremony, we will be taking questions and interviews. Please coordinate with Stephanie or I on that. We'll make sure to link you up with the proper people. So with that being said, I would like to introduce the Wyoming Department of Transportation Director, Darren Westby.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. This is a culmination of well over 2 years of construction, but really there's a lot of planning and a lot of items that go into making something like this happen. So this is a $15 million project, 9 underpasses, 33 miles of fence, 2 miles, just shy of 2 miles of road work. Just amazing amount of partnership in which it took to get to this point. And the people up on stage, you see the people's names down on the list. We'll each individually thank the groups that are specific to our groups or our agencies, but I'd like to thank obviously my team with the Department of Transportation, the group that really focused and worked with the partnerships with our other agencies. Obviously the governor and the legislature to help appropriate some of the funds that are going into this. Our federal partners with the U.S. Department of Transportation as well as the Federal Highway Administration. And, as you can tell, there's a lot of local governments that were involved as well. Sublette County is one of the major players as well. And then obviously our contractor, McMillan Incorporated, out of Idaho, really worked hard, came in with a really good price at the beginning of the bid letting, and we were able to add another 1 or 2 underpasses because of the pricing. And so it was really impressive partnership with that contractor as well. So thank you, McMillan, for all your work and getting it done the way you did. And so I don't want to, the weather's really nice and I appreciate it, but really look forward to the ribbon cutting and seeing where the future partnerships with some more wildlife crossings takes us in the partnership as well. And so with that, I'll introduce Angie Bruce, Deputy Director of the Game and Fish.
Thank you, everyone. Throw a little bad weather at us and we'll just be really quick with our talks, right? It was sunny and 55 when we left Cheyenne, but this is really like a historical moment for Wyoming. And when I think of this project, I really think of 3 significant things that come to mind. First of all, it's the first large-scale wildlife crossing project in the state of Wyoming in over 20 years. That's significant. After the 2017 summits that so many of you guys participated in, the state used that momentum to reprioritize wildlife crossings in the state. And this was the first large project completely funded and now finished as well. Secondly, this was the first Federal Highway Administration project build grant that went for a wildlife crossing in the nation. That is hugely significant, and it continues to put Wyoming on the map with wildlife crossings. You guys all have done such a fabulous job over the last 60, 70 years working on wildlife crossings, but this just shows that we continue to lead the way. Another example of that is the underpass that we're standing next to. Kind of experimental, right? This one, we will see if the pronghorn use it. Again, the Wyoming way, not to just do status quo, but to stretch and to learn and to be leaders as well. And thirdly, it's really about the collaboration that we do so well in Wyoming. Everyone here had a role. I have to special thanks to our regional staff, because when I came to Wyoming, I heard about this project. You guys have been pushing for this, writing other federal grants in the past, and continuously asking for this to be done. So it's really good to see how the resilience and dedication of local staff can move things forward. But really, thank you for our commission. Commissioner Masterson is here today. They put the first $1.25 million up on the table to say we're dedicated to this project. Please, others, step up to the plate. WIDOT responded. The legislators responded. WNRT responded. Private landowners, the NGOs with us today, and others. County personally responded locally with some donations, and also the private landowners is a part of this project as well. And so when I think about what's next for Wyoming, we have more projects on the table, maybe another ribbon cutting on I-25 coming up pretty quick. But when I think of the future, I hope we're not doing these. I hope we're not doing ribbon cuttings and groundbreaking, because what I hope is that wildlife crossings are a normal, expected, regular part of our highway system, and that they're incorporated into all that we do. And so that we won't have to have special recognition. It will just become part of the highway system. Until then, we'll continue to charge forward and look for you guys' help to continue these projects. So thank you. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Bob Butt. He is the director of the Wyoming Natural Resource Trust. Did I say that right? Wildlife Trust. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It's great to be in Sublette County. Most of you know I grew up, spent my formative years here, and I was telling them in the way down here that as a kid, and even as a young man driving from Big Piney to LaBarge, this time of year you could almost literally walk on the backs of dead deer along this highway. And this is fulfilling in so many ways to be able to say those deer now are not going to be on the highway being creamed by cars and the property damage and human life that is involved in that as well. I want to just take a real quick second and tell people that for all the good things we do in Wyoming, I think the one thing that resonates across the country and even around the world is the way we do it. And the way we do it here is together. I had the opportunity to give a talk to the Wyoming Association of County Officials a week ago and said, you know, this is how we do things. And we need to keep a grip on that. And remember, we do it by saying, hey, we need help. And in this case, we said, hey, we need help. And who stepped up? The Muley Fanatic Foundation, the Wildlife Fund, the Mule Deer Foundation, Knobloch Foundation, all kinds of private entities said, we're in. And they weren't in for a penny, they were in for a pound. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that they raised, generated, and contributed to this. And the role that the Wildlife Natural Resource Trust played was saying, go get some more, we're going to match you. We'll match you 2 to 1, we'll match you 3 to 1, we'll match you 4 to 1. And so we generated millions of dollars from the private sector, matched by the state, matched by the commission, matched by WYDOT, to build these kind of things. And this is just the start. We can do this all over. We're already talking about down by Kemmer. We've got I-25. I just came across there Sunday and see the fence going up between KC and Buffalo. It's inspiring. And I will tell you, it's inspiring to other people who call and say, how do you do this? And I just tell them, we do it because that is the Wyoming way. So when we get to ribbon cuttings and dedications and all that, let's remember that's a dedication to you and your efforts and the people of this state, our resiliency and our passion. This is how we do it in Wyoming, and let's not lose sight of that. Thank you very much for the chance to be here, and let's get some ribbon cut.
We are going to make our way towards the wildlife crossing to do the ribbon cutting.